and welcome to another episode of Meet the Maker here at Purchase. I'm so happy to have Nichole Zegu with us today. Nichole is the founder of a great company called Kare Granola. I'm not going to steal her thunder. I'm going to let Nichole tell you the story about her brand and how it came about. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Purchase and why we're doing Meet the Maker. Purchase is a marketplace platform that enables retailers to be able to discover new brands as well as order from any brand in 10 seconds just using text. We've been able to simplify the order process, saving retailers 50% time. And part of the services that we provide is this opportunity to discover new brands that you can get in your area very quickly with a click of the button. And Kare Granola happens to be one of those emerging brands that we're seeing in Canada that we're really excited to share with you today. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Nichole from Kare Granola. And you can find Nichole's products on purchase.io, and they're in our marketplace. And welcome, Nichole, to Purchase's Meet the Maker. Really happy to have you here. And I'm dying to hear your story because I know you've had the opportunity to work with our team. I haven't had the opportunity to meet with you until today. But I hear nothing but good things about what you're doing. You're really you are one fierce founder for sure. So I'm excited to hear the story of Kare today.
Thank you very much, Marcia. It's great to be here and to share some of Kare Granola and to talk a little bit more about who we are and what we're doing so far.
Good. Okay. Well, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, hi everybody. So my name is Nichole, and I'm the founder of Kare Granola. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Kare Granola, who we are, where we are at, and how we started. Okay, so I'm just going to share my slide here. So we are called Kare Granola. We stand by our slogan where we say "Eat well, feel well." It's all about eating healthy, having healthier breakfast options and snacking options. And that gives you all the right benefits of your nutrition, right? And also tastes really good. So I'll dive in deeper a little bit more. So a little bit more about how we started. About Kare Granola. I came to Canada. I was a student, an international student, and when I came here, I was faced with lots of challenges, difficulties, and I didn't have no money. My support system was gone, and I faced challenges like abuse and mental health issues. I was constantly battling with mental health issues for the most part. That almost led me to having lots of suicidal thoughts and also attempting suicide. But then through the process, going through all of that, I eventually, found comfort in cooking. I started off with eating healthy foods and I would just cook food. It wasn't necessarily healthy at the time, but whatever I could make to make me feel better, I would get into it. But over time, my body was not responding in a healthy way, obviously, because my eating options were terrible. And so I started experimenting with food and, enjoying them and enjoy the food and sharing them with families and friends. And they loved what I would make. And that also brought people together to people together and see the smiles on their faces, encouraged me to keep going. But one thing stood out was granola, not Kare Granola. I love granola. And it was my go-to food in university. When I was in school, it was just my go-to food. I could have that breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But at the time, I didn't pay attention to ingredients of what I'm eating. But the more I started changing my diet, I started, seeing the difference and the correlation between gut health and mental health. So the more I changed what I ate, the more I felt better about my body, about how my general outlook on my mental health space. And so I thought I would dig in more for granola, go deeper. And then I started experimenting with different granola. And at the time I was just it was my sister who eventually showed me how to make granola. When she showed me how to make granola, I decided to just jump on it and, start making my own recipes and flavors. But then when I checked what was in the stores, I didn't see many healthy options, and even the healthy ones still didn't taste great. And I saw that the brands were the same across, the flavors were the same across different brands and retail stores. So I thought, you know what, I would go ahead and create my own granola. I would create coffee granola because I didn't see that in stores, and I love coffee. Instead of the chocolate chip, I would create orange granola. That's a new one for us. People find it interesting until they taste it, and then they're like, wow, that's really great. And then we have like Go Nuts granola, which is almonds and cashews, and we have the goji cranberries, which has goji berries and cranberries. I'm not a raisin lover. I know some people don't love raisins, so I just thought I would make something totally different in terms of flavor. And it's not just flavor; it's also the taste and the nutrition that comes with all the granolas. So about our products, they're all plant-based. They are high in protein, low in sugar. They are gluten-free. They are organic. And we all source our ingredients within Canada, although some of them might not be from Canada, but our supplier is within Canada, where they are all sourced. So they are ingredients you can actually pronounce. So they are ingredients the ingredients you could have at home and in your general grocery store. So and the protein we use, they are all plant-based protein from the nuts and the seeds as well. And we don't have any preservation in our products, so it's what you get is as fresh as it gets for you. Okay, and then just a little bit more. So right now we have about eight SKUs. So our SKUs we have the 4 flavors of our packs. These packs have changed, by the way. This is not what our current pack, we just made some changes to our new packaging. So, the top ones, the big pouch bags, we just made some changes. So this will be updated again on our website and on purchase. So, however, we have the are now 350 pouch bags for all the flavors. And then we have the cups. So we put on this cup because this is really new for in the granola market. You would go to stores, but you will not see these little cups, the tops. You will not see them in stores. You rarely see this type. But the idea for us is so that people can actually eat directly from these tops. Just pour your yogurt in, or your milk, or your smoothie, and just eat right off of it. It's great for snacking. It's great for grab and go. It's a grab and go option. You can take it to the store, to the work. You can take it to work, to the gym, go hiking, or whatever activity you want to do, even for schools, for kids as well. Our orange and goji berries, they are nuts free, although they have things like coconut in them. So, but all the information is on our website and on the packaging of our products as well. And as far as pricing, we have our pricing format. Oh, sorry, I clicked on something else. Okay. All right. As far as our pricing format, they come in cases of 12 for all of the packages, and this is based on the 375 to the 350 pouch bag. So the wholesale cost for 12 packages is $920, and our wholesale unit cost per unit is $785, and we are selling at the retail price at $12.99. So that gives us a retail margin of 40%, which is pretty vast. The reason why I put it's 40 is because to cover different range for different retailers. I know sometimes it ranges from 35 to 40, but we are going at 40 to keep it to make it better for everybody. But this is just for the bigger price, for the bigger cases. The small ones here is not mentioned, but it's probably that also is 12 units per case, and it's retailing. The wholesale cost is about $33 per unit, and so that would be about $36 for wholesale cost. Okay, and Our buyers, our customers are usually people who are, health conscious between age 25 to 45. They're seeking, probiotic or natural ingredients and flavors. People who have active life, young professionals as well. They are our ideal customers, young households, people who are willing to pay for authentic, sustainable, and locally crafted products like Kare Granola. It's great for your household, and you can discover our product through health stores, cafes, markets, social media, and even some food services or businesses as well. So we are also as far as online, we're online. We can find us online. We work with distributors who are distributing our products, distributors like LCG Foods, who distribute our products across Canada. Right now, our focus is Ontario and Vancouver. So that's where our focus is, Art. And we are in all, again, health food stores. We're in independent stores. We do some food services like hotels and restaurants where needed. The other thing that is not mentioned here is we also offer bulk options, right? So for the bulk stores, we are food services. So most of the time they order bulk stores, and we have the bulk products, and we have the bulk options as well. So we will supply that. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message, email, or talk to Purchase as well for more information. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Nichole. That's great. And I have to say, I wasn't aware of the fact that you were doing the cups. I think that's brilliant. That's a really nice innovation, because that's the way of the world now, right? We're eating granola, but we want it our own way. Some people want to put it in, mix it with yogurt. Other people want to put it in a smoothie. It just depends on what you want to do. So I think that's a brilliant idea, and especially great way if you want to get something really healthy, a good grab and go into you. That's for sure. One of the things I wondered about in terms of, you had mentioned that you're in, so LCG is your distributor in Ontario and BC right now. If there was interest on the East Coast, middle of Canada, is that something you can support now, or is there a time frame you're looking at to get into the rest of Canada with the product?
Now, although I mentioned our focus is Ontario and BC, we are still open to other shipping across Canada. In fact,
Great.
We do have one or two partners in Alberta. So, but yes, we are open. We're open to distribute across Canada.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that's great. Now, I know you, when you committed to this, I always love to talk to food entrepreneurs and understand their journey. And I really appreciate you sharing so much about your personal journey and how you came about developing this product. I think there's a big connection, obviously, between our mental health, our gut health, and food. We're waking up and getting smarter about that connection to what we eat and how we feel in terms of our own mental health. I think that's really an interesting piece. Along the way, what do you think? What do you think in terms of your success? Can you give me 1, 2, 3 things that you can point to that you would say were instrumental in helping you get this product launched and into retail?
Yeah, actually, it wasn't quite easy getting into retail, especially going to talk to some certain retailers. Lots of them may not take you if you do not have a distributor. So that came as a challenge to us at the time. But I think for us, the success is just when we get hold of the buyers and we get to talk to them. It's interesting when you share your story and they resonate with that and they want to support. I would say one of our biggest successes was just going to trade shows like CHFA, RC shows, and things like that to help us boost our visibility, and especially for the for places like CHFA, you meet buyers, you meet stores, you meet all sorts, right? So they approach you in that case, and that's where you form great connections. So I would say that to me was a great investment in trying to participate in things like that to be able to launch into some retail stores.
Yeah. And did you participate in any accelerators, or like were you part of any like a regional innovation center or anything that helped you along the way?
Yeah, in the beginning, yes, I did attend incubators when I first started, and I moved on to accelerators. Like we have and then participated in other groups like there's the Venture Park Labs, right? So they were a big part of our growing business as well. So there's Y Space, which we participated in as well for the food accelerator programs. So those have been very instrumental as well because when I started this business, I had no business idea. I didn't know how to. I had no business background or how to run a business. So all of those were instrumental into to building this business.
Awesome. That's great. So, one of the things that I always find interesting is when, there's obviously granola's been around for years, right? But yet you found this way of innovating and found this way of putting your own stamp, your own signature on it. What would you say to a retailer that would, if they said, hey, listen, I've got, 3 different granolas I'm looking at, you're one of them. What would you say would be the pitch that you would give me as a retailer that would define why I should take your granola?
You're right in saying that granola is a very saturated and competitive market to participate. There's bread, there's toothpaste. I always say that, right? So I wouldn't let those things affect me or
Yeah.
my decision making. However, Kare Granola is a kind of brand that when you taste, you know that you're getting benefits. You're getting the boost from your money, right? So when you taste it, you know you're eating something rich, you're eating something fresh, it's organic, it's all clean. Um, the stores that we have gone into, the return rate is very high. I would say our return rate is about 80 to 90%.
That's
Because
fantastic.
once we get into retail stores, within 2 months or so, or 3 months, or even less than a month, they would come back and say, okay, we need you in another branch of our store. So that is very key, especially when we send samples, right? We would send samples to the stores that we're talking to if they're able to try it and see, or things like going to do demos in front of those stores. And, customers usually stick to what they know. But when you taste Kare Granola or see who we are, um, you will understand that okay, I will have this is a product I want to buy, and it's not just that we are sustainable as well. Our packaging is all they're natural. We have they're all natural packaging. I mean, recyclable packaging and things like that. Yeah.
So you're ahead of the curve even on packaging, because of
Yeah.
course a lot of the big banners now are requiring sustainable packaging. I can't remember the date. I think it was 2030 or something like that. I hope nobody writes in and says you're dead wrong on this, but I believe that they're actually wanting to see that shift to sustainable packaging by 2030 was the original date. I'm pretty sure. So good for you. Just I have like one last sort of curiosity question, because I pay attention to food trends for a bunch of different reasons. And one of the things that I'm really curious about and wondering about your opinion, as looking at the shifts from a listings and procurement process. We've got increased focus on proteins, increased focus on fiber, and we have more individuals on GLPs like Ozempic and Wegovy than ever before, which means we're Americans and Canadians are eating less, and wanting to focus more on nutrient dense products. Is that something that you're seeing as a trend that's impacting your product yet, or are you kind of bracing or good at planning to leverage that?
We are sort of in between, right? We are leveraging that, and there's a focus on that as well. So when people look at a product, they're like, "What's the protein level here?" Right? We also use coconut sugar, so we don't use like processed sugar. So it's organic coconut sugar that we use. So it's not overly sweetened. Our sugar levels are low, between 2 to 8 grams as well. But yes, there's a lot of hype on protein, especially protein, but there's a lot of hype on fiber. However, for us, we want to group all of those combined into your product, into what you eat. Not just the protein focus or the fiber focus or the low sugar. They all everything is combined, so you're getting the most of what you are eating. And that's something we are still also sort of trying to tap into a little bit more, because when we launched, it wasn't this big, but now that we have brands everywhere with the hype of protein, and but we want to make sure that we incorporate protein and fiber and all the nutrient dense benefits into your bowl of granola. Not just looking for only one source. You don't just need only protein. You need protein among other things. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's no question. I think it's going to change. It already is changing. How people eat. But I think we've only seen the tip of the iceberg at this point in terms of how it's going to shift. I think it's going to have a vertical shift from retail to food service to institutional care, and how food is distributed in hospitals as well. I think there's going to be obviously a different kind of lens that we're looking through there for sure. One last question for you. So if people are already buying from LCG, which is a distributor in Canada, they can find your product in their catalog. They can find it on purchase. You have a website, which is
.com.
.com?
Yes.
Well, you're lucky you got the .com. Karegranola.com. Nichole, I want to thank you for being here today with us and for sharing the story of Kare Granola, how it came about. I'm going to let you have the last word. If just your one last pitch to new retailers that may not be interested, may not have listed your brand or may not have heard about you yet. One last message that you'd like to share.
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching and learning a little bit more about Kare Granola. I recommend you try it for yourself. Visit our website. We are available in. We're not available in the chain stores yet. We're in independent stores. So, but our website would list where we are located, so you can find us. But you can also get us online or through purchase. Again, if you try the product, there's no turning back. So you're getting the best of it, and you're not just buying a granola. You're also buying. You're helping our community. We also give back. To mental health institutions. We partner with them. Just based on my story and things like that. So we are more about our community and the people we serve. We're not just a brand that just want to be on top of shelves, but we welcome all customers and we welcome all of our retailers as well.
Great. Thanks so much, Nichole. Great Canadian story. And this is a buy Canadian opportunity for retailers across the country. Thank you again for being here. And thank you to all of you who tuned in and watched. Be sure to catch our next episode of Meet the Maker, which will be out next month. I don't know who that is yet, but I'm sure that somebody will tell me at some point. But thank you again for being with us today, and we'll leave it there. Nichole, have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.